Howdy, y'all. Hey, everyone. Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube. Welcome back. If this is your 15th Walker episode review, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Doing the decision to not do a third episode of What's on the Tube, at least for a little bit, has definitely fucked me over since, again, if you've been paying attention to me in the last few weeks or the last few episode reviews, time has been very wonky for me where every week feels like very much longer. So I felt like I haven't been doing What's in the Tube for months, and in reality I haven't done it since Saturday. So I'm a little rusty. I'm a little bit rusty. It's only been technically 5 days, but I'm a little rusty. Anyway, this week on Walker, definitely this, I said this before in last week's episode review, but definitely this plus next week's promo definitely kind of staples a few of, these are definitely bonus chapters, bonus episodes. They're continuing storylines and plot points from season 1 and continuing them in a proper first season, then saving them all for season 2, which I appreciate, because at least right now we're not getting a big bad. There's no real big threat on the horizon. It's mostly these characters kind of figuring things out after dealing with everything that season 1 main story wise had to offer. So for me, I'm officially calling these the epilogue episodes for season 1, as I'm really digging these episodes. I love these character focused episodes, especially with this week focusing on Mickey and her real mom. That was interesting to come back, because again, that felt like something that I would have been saved for a second season had the bonus 5 not happened, and here we are, we're tackling that on, and they dealt with it in a very natural and organic way. This definitely felt more like Mickey and her episodes and her mom's episode than a Walker episode, because Walker was there, and we're getting shades of where Walker's head is at in this civilian post. This would have been very interesting to see had season 1 ended with Walker just resigning as a ranger and then having season 2 begin that. It definitely does kind of make things a little bit predictable, but right now with the path we're given, I'm really enjoying the journey. So with that being said, let's go for the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of Walker. So we begin with at the ranch, I believe. I want to say we are. So Walker's at the ranch. He's doing some side stool paperwork, but meanwhile he's actually listening to a police radar, trying to be still in the know-how of what's going on in Texas, in Austin. His brother shows up, kind of a little bit concerned that his brother is he's not handling this leave of absence correctly, as he is focusing on trying to make the side story successful business, but at the same time he's still kind of got his heart as being a Texas Ranger, and he kind of wants to go back to it, but he's not ready for that. And Walker's like, I'm fine, don't worry about it. I can handle it all. And Liam leaves him a challenge that, okay, prove to me that you can focus on something that isn't related to what you really to being a Texas Ranger. So he gives him a Rubik's Cube, and I had a Rubik's Cube in my safe, and I should have brought that out and just started fidgeting with it for the entire episode review, but I forgot about it. That's the challenge. If Walker can do it successfully without well, he has the whole day to do it, or he has a set time period to do it, and Walker agrees to it, but knowing him, he's like, this is probably not what I should be doing right now. So we head to the side stool. He's business, I guess, which is no people in the middle of the morning, which obviously, of course, that's going to be customary. Mickey walks in, and she was expecting more people. Obviously, we're expecting more people, and of course, obviously, for us, we know, it's COVID, probably just trying to be a little bit precautious, but in reality, it's the business hasn't even really gotten off the ground yet, because they don't even have a staff. It's just Walker running the place, but there really is no one to cater at this point. Trey's out of town, Mickey's boyfriend, so she's alone, just trying to deal with things, and the reason why she didn't want to go with Trey to meet his family, at least at this point, is because she doesn't want to deal with another mom issue right now, because she's still dealing with the ramifications of her real mom's revelation from, it feels like months ago. And then she goes on this little bit of a rant saying that I'm just not ready. I kind of don't want to deal with this right now. I don't want to meet and get to know my real mom. And her real mom shows up behind her, who is, she takes it well, but, to be completely honest, I mean, she's been out of her daughter's life for more than 2 decades, this one comment should not surprise you. It shouldn't really affect you that much, or at least in my opinion. So the two talk. The reason why she's there is not only just to touch base with Mickey, it's also because she wants to report that when months ago, before the revelation, before everyone knew that, yeah, Mickey knows the truth now. Mickey's true mom, her mom, thought that she was getting letters from Mickey, but however, one day a letter came in saying that, hey, I'm gonna get surgery soon. I need money. Can you like wire me whatever you got? And she did, but however, given the circumstance and Mickey's lack of trust for her, she doesn't believe her at all, and kind of dismisses her case a bit. It even begs Walker, like, please don't get involved. Like, don't get involved in this issue. Like, it's not your place. It's a family thing. Don't worry about it. But we know Walker. He's gonna get involved. So he heads out back. He finds the mother crying in her car that Mickey rejected her offer, and Walker decides to at least hear her out a bit more. So repeating everything I just said before. And the only reason now she's coming forward because it's been enough time, and now she should be concerned because she's just relapsed again. So her entire sobriety that she's had for about a year by this point kind of just went down the garbage. But she just needs to know who did it. And also get her money back. And all the pieces of evidence that she had that could have connected them to someone, she burned in anger. And I'm just thinking, oh my god, this freaking idiot. And even she knows, like, yeah, it's not my proudest moment. It really isn't. But I think from there, we split off to the multitude of storylines we got this week. We got mainly 3 to 4. So I'm going to go through, like, the lighter ones and get back to the Walker stuff in a bit. So on the kids are going back to school. And, they're both handling things in a bit of a different way. Because they both been through this traumatic experience that everyone in the city knows about. So obviously, being high schoolers, you kind of want to know the details. Like, you want to know what's going on, and both of them are handling things in a bit of a different way. Stella's being very distant, very unvocal, doesn't want to talk to anyone, even her best friend. And August, at first, it seems like he's just trying to do his own thing, but then eventually he decides to kind of like pimp this out a little bit to kind of like boost his popularity cred with everyone else. Even when the girl he likes in the AV club really wants to like actually talk to him and like get to know the root of his problems and be there for him, he's just writing her off because she's not one of the people he wants to talk to at this moment. Even Stella takes a look at it and really gets a little disgusted by August's actions. But at the same time, her best friend is also kind of like being smug because, well, smug to her since Stella is very distant. Again, I understand like when a traumatic event happens, you kind of want to have that personal moment. But at the same time, like you can't keep it all bottled in for too long. You need to have that outside perspective from your friends, from loved ones, from your significant other to like kind of like give you that other POV that you kind of need to kind of like realign your focus and maybe even help you in the long run. But for Stella, she just doesn't want to deal with this right now. She doesn't even want to talk to anyone. And her friend takes it the wrong way and kind of just leaves her, because she doesn't want to be around someone that isn't going to like be communicative on their problems. Also, another key thing is that when August was in the AV club, something drops and makes a loud noise and he kind of collapses and giving him PTSD flashbacks to when the I don't even know what to call the night. I'm just called the night happened. The girl he likes sees him, but doesn't even bother going in to check in on him. So I think later on, I don't entirely know if we get another scene with them until we get their confrontation in the school in the AV club itself. I don't think we do, but I think we just go straight there, where the two are just hashing it out about like why. Each other is like being like very polar opposite and how they're not really noticing the ramifications. Stella tells August that he's acting like a jerk, and August I'd rather be a jerk than have people just kind of like just baby me about like, oh, this traumatic experience happened to you, like, let me comfort you, let me like act a little nicer to you. And August doesn't want to deal with that fakeness right now, so he at least would be okay being a jerk, pretending he's cool about the situation, but in reality he's not. He's still dealing with the trauma of it, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. And as for Stella, August tells her that you've been pushing the only best friend you have left, away because you just don't want to talk to anyone. But eventually, she's gonna stop trying, and you're gonna regret that. And like again, I understand that everyone has an acceptable period of mourning and like not mourning, but like dealing with these things alone. But eventually, you gotta let someone in. You have to, and you can't just keep it bottled in for so long because you want someone else to know about it so that you can have that moment to communicate and figure things out. And Stella's been kind of acting like that to her best friend. And what's funny enough is that this entire conversation was aired out loud to the entire school building, so everyone knows the truth about them, which is gonna mean fuck. That's not gonna help their school reputation at all. Goes outside, takes a breather. The AV club girl shows up, understanding where he's coming from, but still offering like, hey, if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to like, just talk, I'm here. I'm willing to do it. And they have that sweet moment where like it could mean platonic friendship, but it could also mean like maybe she does have genuine feelings for him. But we really don't know. We just have them just share that moment. And later on, Stella goes to talk to her best friend about everything and just apologize that like, I needed my time, I needed my space. I need to, do that. And her friend understands completely, and she actually reached out to August to like get an update on them so that she at least is in the know of like, are we okay? Are we good? And Stella kind of thinks, well, you've been talking to him more, and yeah, Stella kind of figures that her friend is getting a crush on August, even though August clearly has a thing for the other girl. So love triangles. I really hope we don't get that this season. Next season maybe, but not this season. But that's besides the point. But anyway, so that's kind of wraps up. But the two make up their friendship, and they kind of are ready to go off and talk about anything else. On the other side of the Walker family, that isn't Walker himself, Grandpa Walker and Grandma Walker are kind of now progressing through the next stage of Grandpa Walker trying to beat cancer. And they go to a similar doctor, or they go back to a doctor who can give them the kind of the know-how of how to handle things. And considering the fact that Grandpa Walker already waited so long, nearly a year, since his diagnosis to actually do something about it, it's gotten worse. So I mean, it's going to be even more difficult to remove, more time-consuming, more everything to get rid of. And simply put, even the procedure will take 6 months. However, he's going to lose his sex drive. He's going to have a hormonal imbalance. He's going to be a very different person out of it, and he doesn't want to hear this, and he leaves. So when we get back to the ranch later, where he and Grandma Walker had that conversation about why are you doing this? Why can't you just go through and do it? And Grandma Walker basically says, look, this is life. We are born, we live our lives, eventually we don't live anymore, and that's it. He'd rather have nature run its natural course and then him clock out. And he's kind of just mentally preparing for her to take over being this the head leader of the family and the ranch. And she doesn't want that. Like she wants him to try and beat this, because if you just give up, then like you're giving up on the entirety of your life, without so much of a struggle. It doesn't affect him at this moment, but it will eventually. And yeah, I believe later on I don't entirely remember what happens next. I think Liam gets involved in the situation as well. He drags him over to, I think I want to say, the courthouse or somewhere. They drag him to some place where Grandma Walker's there. She kind of surprises him. And also another key thing that kind of like is making Grandpa Walker's decision kind of more ironclad is because Grandma Walker left another man for him. So there's a lot of like reputation and stakes to this marriage that he has to he's not ready to like accept that these are factors, and maybe it's not worth being around anymore. Maybe she should get another chance. But the two of them talk it out. It's a nice simple conversation. And it just boils down to, look, I still love you. I want to give this a chance. So she wants them to renew their vows. and he agrees under the condition that, like, yeah, let's go back to the hospital. Let's go meet with the doctor. Let's discuss the procedure and how that's going to work out. And I guess they're going to have a night of love and fun before that happens. So that was pretty sweet of them, I guess. On back to the Walker plot. I believe he checks out a lead from, I don't know if it's the house of Mickey's mom or was like the original lead that Mickey's mom found about the daughter's address. But before he can even jump through the fence, just casual patrol officers are passing by. They see Walker just trying to jump the fence, which is enough to kind of arrest him for trespassing. So they put him away. He's stuck in jail. Mickey goes to try and get him out of it, but once Walker says the truth, like, I got in because I want to help your mother. I want to like try and like get this person arrested. And Mickey feels a little bit hurt and betrayed because all Mickey wanted him to do was stay out of it. This is a natural thing that, again, Mickey doesn't. I think she said about, like, Mickey went for her entire life not knowing her birth mother, so there's nothing wrong with going the rest of her life without speaking to her in that regard. And I get that. I understand, but Walker is Walker, so he's gonna get involved somehow. And even Mickey decides to like pay him back by not bailing him out of jail and deciding to leave him there to rot. But the receptionist lady for the Ranger shows up and gets him out of it. Mickey again disappointed, but Walker manages to talk Mickey to like give her like an open shot of like hearing out her case and seeing if there even is anything that we could possibly pursue. So we head back to the side stuff where the interview is conducted, and while there are a couple oh my god, he is speaking. Trying to fight that yawn all day. I feel embarrassed. But regardless of the how certain statements per se, they're still in. They still want to help her out, and they're gonna try and figure out any sort of connection to find the person who scammed her. So for me, I have no idea how we got to this person, but eventually I think they just found a lead that relates to this this therapy group leader that I don't know. I don't even know the name of the term. I completely forgot. But they talk about they eventually do find a lead, and they do find like a connection somewhere. So they decide to go check it out with Mickey and her mom just infiltrating this. So the lead is this therapy group leader is in fact the scammer. She's the one sending out these letters to not just Mickey's mom, but also to a bunch of other people as well. But they need something a little bit more ironclad and concrete to make their case. But I think eventually they get enough like reason, so they decide while during one of the meetings for Walker to sneak into the leader's house and try to find any sort of clues that would even point her in the direction of, hey, I've done this before, or I've done this before. This is evidence. I've stolen money before. So that's going on at the same time as Mickey is also trying to get in with her, and it seems like this woman's like already planning the next big thing, already the next big scam, and using. Also my back is hurting me a lot. Like I did back today, so I apologize. My back is a little sore today, or I don't even know how that's related. I really don't know. But eventually, while Walker's in the house, he does find out that, hey, okay, I'm just making sure. Oh my god, are you serious? I just realized the video wasn't even working this whole time. It froze at some point because like usually there would be a noise. Oh my god, man, it's just stuck on my dumb face. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, we were recording this entire time and it wasn't even working, and now the fucking cam link isn't even working. I'm still gonna leave this in the review, I don't care. Because this is just hilarious. Like, cause I don't know what happened. Like, my camera normally makes a noise when this is happening, and I guess the... Oh man, I guess the camera doesn't want to get picked up. But anyway, I'm gonna keep talking while I'm fixing this off camera. So, where was I? Oh, there we go. I fixed the picture. So I'm gonna leave that in there. I apologize. It's been a long week for me. I've been feeling very deprived of sleep lately, and that's not gonna stop. But anyway, back to it. While Walker's at the house, he finds out that The lady has been doing it. She's been pretending to be a lot of people's pen pals, claiming to be these very long distant relatives that eventually, after months, weeks, and months of talking by mail, that they need some sort of financial assistance, and by the time the money gets sent over, they stop communicating, and that kind of destroys these people, since all these people want is to finally meet the people they've been trying to search for forever. And the moment they think they found it, and also another weird thing is that I've had some experience on this. I'm going to save this story for a podcast, but it is very imperative in a world of technology. I would never trust letter communication, handwritten. I mean, again, I really don't. It is very risky and very difficult to not see someone, like, because we live in a day and age where, like, yeah, we have cell phones where you can easily call them or text them, so it's like at least at some point they're on the opposite side. There is a real person out there, where, like, as a letter, like, I could write anyone a letter and, like, randomly mail them, and maybe sometimes they'll believe me, like that. But we live in an age where that's different now. We have to do. I know, like, these people are, like, traumatized, and they're, like, not thinking straight, but, like, we have phones for a reason. So, but anyway, Walker gives Mickey the call. Well, Mickey calls him first, because while Mickey was having a rendezvous lunch with her to kind of, like, get a feel for her, and yeah, even she was, like, being scoped out for her next big scam down the line. That doesn't even matter, since well, it doesn't matter, because she leaves, even though Mickey doesn't say much of it. But Mickey has to give him the heads up that you need to get out of there now. She's on the way. So Walker plays a little bit coy, and I knew, like, he took something from this file. He definitely did, but he hides back everything from their original hiding spot. He somehow leaves quickly, and it all works out. At least we think we do. Later on, between the suspicions and everything else, Walker, Mickey decide to bring along the police to make the arrest, as Mickey tries to trick her into gaining the information somehow. But in reality, this is kind of like a Spartacus moment, like, I got scammed, no, I got scammed, no, I got scammed. That sort of charade, and I feel like seeing her face break down. It's like, fuck, and fuck. I apologize for my language, but, like, I am so screwed right now. And even her, like, half confession was enough for, like, okay, yeah, she's done. You're under arrest. Like, you just basically committed to doing all these horrible things to these people. So yeah, you're under arrest. So the police come in. Mickey's happy with her mom. They caught the woman and all that sort. But however, Mickey's mom's just not ready for that next step of, like, actually talking to her, since she just relapsed. She lost all of her progress, and she just doesn't want to risk losing that, well, not losing the progress, losing Mickey, while she's in this potential of, like, relapsing harder or doing it all over again. So she decides to continue the meetings and try to get her shit figured out again, so that whenever it is time, she can have a proper relationship with Mickey. And Mickey does respect that and leaves. On the outside, while Walker's doing a wrap-up report with the officers, Walker was trying to play coy at the meeting, so that they can lower the suspicion factor. But Mickey looks at him as, like, there's something up with you, like, there's something more under the surface right now that you're dealing with that you're not telling us. But Walker decides to get her mind off that, because he managed to steal some of the envelopes, some of the letters that Mickey's mom was sending to Mickey. So he gives it to her, so that she can have a chance to read them and maybe get another perspective of things, when she was sober. And while she doesn't say anything, like, I could definitely see that Mickey was very much touched, and now, like, ready to, like, fully figure out her family and fully realize who this, like, birth mom really is, to the point that she actually stays behind and, like, waits for her outside the meeting room. And it seems like they're, like, beginning to, like, get somewhere. It's just exchanging addresses, so that Mickey's mom can pick out the best letters to send over her, so that they can have those conversations down the line. But right now, this was definitely a solid first step for them to rebuild their relationship. well down the line. Walker's back at the ranch, and he finishes the Rubik's Cube, and he's just working on some restaurant stuff. And then they're like, yeah, I need a cook, I need a chef, I need to actually hire people if this is gonna ever work as a business. So even with that being said, Liam also comes in and basically calls him out of it, like, you're not ready, man. You're really not. You're not. You're just trying to find other ways to like push off the problems you should really be dealing with. And Walker admits, like, yeah, I mean, usually by this point, like, my Emily would have somehow corrected me straight, gotten me back on the right track, and we wouldn't be having these issues. But she's not here anymore, so there's no one to kind of like keep Walker in check. And Mickey and Liam are definitely stepping up to the plate, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. His wife being the one to do it, so it's a bit different. But there definitely was a positive note to this. I completely forgot what the positive note was because, again, my brain is getting fried ever so more by the daily. So, yeah, that was another standalone episode for Walker, and I really, really did enjoy it. So, overall speaking, I'm sorry, my brain is fried right now. I don't know where it went, but I really think this episode, really, this was a very great character piece for Mickey. It gave more into her psyche, figuring things out, like with her mom, Walker trying to find that balance between civilian life and also having that experience of being a ranger, everything of that sort. It was nice to slowly get the pieces of like his eventual episode where we do get to see him probably really get broken down by this, or hopefully we will. I don't know. I'm not a predictor at all. I definitely do think the grandpa cancer stuff is going to be saved mostly for a season 2 thing. I don't think they're going to like give that storyline justice in the remaining 3 episodes left. And from next week's promo, I don't think we'll get that at all. So hopefully we won't get that. Some of the school stuff is still very like, I think this was the first time I actually remember seeing the interior of the school. Like, we've seen specific rooms, but we never saw the actual school before. It was nice to get like a little bit of world building. But however, I still really that storyline was kind of different from the others, but it definitely had that familiarity of like not being ready yet to kind of. Oh my god! Did my camera run out of battery? Oh, now I hear it. Now I hear the freaking camera. I don't really know what's going on, guys. This is like the first time. Like it didn't even make a sound. Like, I literally charged my battery before, so I have no idea what the heck is going on here. The camera is on, so I don't know why it just froze midstream. I really don't know. This is kind of weird. That was a delayed reaction. So, but anyway, for me, I'm gonna give this episode 2 thumbs up. I really did dig it. I think they're doing it's weird how like I'm really praising more of the bonus episodes than the actually no, wait, I like every episode of Walker. But this is just something that is still saying, yeah, this camera is not working. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. Because I'm turning this back on and off, and it's just not working. I might just turn this to an audio episode where I'll just put the thumbnail, and then like sometimes you'll see my face. I really don't know, because we're actually wrapping it up. So I kind of would have liked to have video at the end, but now I have to get this fixed at some point in the future. I think I fixed it. Did I fix it? Oh, yeah, so I had this issue before in the earlier reviews where it's something wrong with the battery pack, but to get everything reset up and everything, I'm not going to do it, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. So for me, I give this episode 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this week's episode of Walker? I'm always down for conversation below, so check me out there. I'm always going to respond, so please. I like to talk to people about Walker because my best friend who told me, oh, she's going to watch Walker, and she doesn't watch it because she's busy, but I want to talk about it, so let me know. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight anyway. I apologize for the video issues this week. I really did. I was not predicting that at all. It's been a while. This is going to keep happening. I will try my best next time for High School Musical tomorrow. So you're unaware, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the first season of Walker. If you want to know what we're doing overall What's in the Tube, besides our Walker reviews, we are doing High School Musical, the series, season 2 episode reviews each and every Saturday mornings after a brand new episode on Friday nights Fridays on Disney Plus. But if you don't care about Walker, we're in for the weirdest scheduling of our lives, because We have 3 episodes left. So theoretically, you think, oh, we're going to we're in the finale stretch. We're actually not, because first of all, we have a hiatus. We're off till July 15th. So we are not posting a new episode review until like middle of July. Then we go on another hiatus till August, because the season finale is going to be on August 21st. I believe that was the final date they predicted, or was that, I think it's Superman. I think it was Superman. I don't remember. It's in mid-August. I know that. It's August 12th, I believe. So the only issue that we're gonna have is that because here's the thing. I think they're still filming the Walker finale right now, so they cannot start airing these episodes right now. They need more time. COVID has really screwed over the Walker schedule, and as well as my sanity, since normally we would like how Nancy Drew did. Like, we literally had a continuous run of episodes till the finale. And then we didn't. It just, we had a proper finale stretch. Walker is not getting that, so we are really all over the place. And it's not even my fault. It's just the scheduling wise. But however, since I already said before that we are not going to do 3 shows right now for at least the remaining of this month and July, so for next month, when we come back, there's going to be a lot of quick impressions, and for the first time ever, I think it's going to be first impressions. So so starting next month, we're going to do another subline of What's in the Tube content called, it's still in the same normal episode count, it's just another segment of it where I'm going to be talking about new shows, but I won't be reviewing them episode by episode. They're kind of like pilots of my own, where when I want to do reviews, and I'll talk more about this honestly at the channel that hopefully should be coming out this Tuesday. I really don't know. It should be. I'll talk more about this, but it's mainly going to be a testing ground if a show is going to be worth doing a whole review line for it, or if we're just going to do like a one-off, and maybe down the line we could do something more with it. But it's definitely testing the waters a little bit, just tipping our toes a little bit, so to speak. So next week I believe we are doing a quick impressions on regular show. So if you're curious about the week to week factor, next week we're doing regular show. It's been long delayed. It's been in my mind for so long. I want to talk about it. So stay tuned for that one. But however, we will be back then on July 16th for the next episode review. So it's going to be a while. I'm going to miss you guys for a bit. But this scheduling for Walker, very crazy, very crazy. But we'll talk more about finale stretches when we come back on July 16th. But again, if you're unaware, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX. Please subscribe to ActionX on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to, but it helps us get it out there to other members of the Walker family who has yet to discover us, helps us beat up that YouTube algorithm that hates me ever so much, and sharing is always for free on the internet. Ring that bell for notification when our next Walker review is live, which is normally each and every Friday mornings. Follow us on social media, including Twitter and our soon-to-be hopeful Instagram launch whenever I get around to activating that. But again, until then, for all you members of the Walker family, I'll see you all in 2 weeks. 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I think it's 3. Well, it's 3 separate weeks, but it's 2 weeks. Time is confusing, man. Time is confusing, man. I'm sorry. 3 weeks. I'll see you all in 3 weeks. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.